Hi, this is Makeup Dr. Cherie, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Devotional Diva. I know it's been a minute since you've actually seen my face or been sitting here because I've just had such a crazy month in October. I think I've been so tired. Sometimes I just record it from my bed just to be able to get it done. And like yesterday, I did not feel like being on camera, so I just did some images with the scriptures over them. And I talked about putting on the full armor of God. But let me start out with Psalms 19:14 first, which reads, "May these words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in thy sight, Lord, my rock, my redeemer." And I say that to remind myself that's for the Lord's will that I do this and not my own. And just I pray that everyone is able to see the light of God through me when I'm doing this. And so yesterday I talked about the full armor of God, which was Ephesians. I think I did Ephesians 14 through 17. And my sister made a comment under there talking about how she went through the motion of putting on the full armor and going through the verses every day for a month and how that made a big difference. So I thought, I'm going to do that. I went ahead and printed out, I printed out Ephesians 6 through 18. You can see it here. I found this image online. This is not my artwork. And I'm not sure who did that, but I really appreciate it. And I just printed the verses 10 through 18 and then highlighted some of the things from 14 through 17 there to about the belt of truth and everything. I really like that. And then I found something else. It says written and designed by Joanna Henderson and illustrated by David A. Henderson. And this is found online as well. They did really good work. I thought this was really cool. It was kind of hard to find. I see that armor, full armor of God. I'm going to put that up in my room as well. But it's kind of cool to see one with the girl in it. I thought that was cool. Someone who is not scantily clad. So I appreciate that. So thank you to the Hendersons for doing that. I appreciate your work, and I printed that out for my wall. And I believe that it's so important because every day is a battle. And I even have to just remind myself, like, things like, even little things like, you don't want to give the enemy any footholds to get in there. And little things like, even like gossiping, I have to like stop myself. I've noticed that I do catch myself now. Before I would have just said those things, and now I catch myself before I say them. But I can hear it going on in my head when people at work are talking about so-and-so said or did such and such, and I just want to be like, ooh, child, I heard them say blah, 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 too, so I know what you're talking about. No, and I said, I'm not going to take part in that. It is not helpful to anyone. But even little things like that are going on in my head, and just the urge to be like, I heard blah, 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 like, is so strong, and I have to say nope. So even little things like that is, I think that we have to be aware of as Christians. Like, sometimes you think it's like the big things, and it's little things every day, and then also dealing with people at work. In general, I've been praying about that a lot. It's gotten so much better. And I don't know why every time I start this, my eyes start to water. But I think that this bears repeating, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. I know it's a little bit longer today, but we're going to read Ephesians 6:10 through 18. And I want to read the full thing, and then this is what I'm going to read every day for the rest of the month of November. And I'm asking you to join me in reading this and just print out the verses and then read them every morning and go through the motion of actually putting it on. So we'll start out with Ephesians 6:10 through 18, the full armor of God, and this is the NIV version. Finally, be strong in the Lord and his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take a stand against the devil's schemes. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realm. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. And then verse 14 continues, Stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place, and with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith. I always like to do this, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. And I love that. I totally feel like that bears repeating again. So I'm just joining you guys, asking you guys to join me in printing out. You don't have to do the little image or anything. And if you're interested in getting a copy of what I did, I'm more than happy to post it somewhere for you to find it. Just leave a comment there. Or maybe I can do like a little link to the image here, because I think this is so cool. And the Joanna Henderson and David Henderson designed and wrote this, and I just thought that was really cool. So big props to them. Anyways, I'm going to be doing that and going through the motion of buckling the belt buckle, of putting on the breastplate, getting out my sword, or doing my shield, my little Wonder Woman shield thing. And I ask you to join me to do that every day for the month of November, and just see if anything changes, and see how how the Spirit moves and how the Word of God works. Thank you so much for joining me today for another episode of Devotional Diva. Like I said, I just talk about my spiritual journey and Bible verses that inspire me. So thank you so much for stopping by if it's your first time, or if you're coming back. I really appreciate it. God bless you either way. And that's it for me, Makeup Dr. Cherie, for another episode of Devotional Diva. God bless.